All right, so we have some breaking news. The Philadelphia Eagles have signed former Pittsburgh Steelers corner Steven Nelson to a one-year deal worth $4 million. Eagles fans should be incredibly happy right now because the Eagles, outside of having Darius Slay, they didn't really have any other good corners on the roster. And as a matter of fact, there were Eagles fans who weren't even confident in the other corners they had on the roster outside of Darius Slay. So cornerback was a huge concern going into this season for Philadelphia. They addressed that by signing Steven Nelson. Steven Nelson is a really good corner. Coming from a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I've watched Steven Nelson play as a Steeler for over the last couple of years, and he has been nothing but good. He has been a top 15, top 20 cornerback when he has been on the field for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Philadelphia Eagles are definitely getting a huge upgrade in the secondary, in that cornerback room, because him on the opposite side of Darius Slay, that should be a really good tandem. Now, when you look at Steven Nelson, I still don't really understand why he was released outside of the salary cap issues, because even though the Steelers were trying to free up some cap space, I mean, Steven Nelson was pretty good, and I wasn't really all that happy with the decision to let Steven Nelson go, even though the Steelers do have other young cornerbacks on the roster, which probably is a reason why they decided to release him. They probably said, you know what, we can free up some cap space, so we let him go. And also, we have some other good young cornerbacks on the roster as well, because what started off is that Steven Nelson wanted to get traded. Now, ideally, the trade rumors out there were that Philadelphia and some other teams were also interested in him, but the Steelers ended up releasing him at the time because nobody was willing to make an offer for him, because everybody was pretty much under the assumption that he was going to end up getting released and that you probably would be able to sign him to a pretty cheap deal before training camp began. And that's what Philadelphia did. And I know Philadelphia Eagles fans are really ecstatic with the signing, because I've been seeing a lot of Philadelphia Eagles fans on Eagles websites and on social media saying that they want Steven Nelson. Steven Nelson is probably was the best available cornerback that was still left on the free agency market. When you look at Steven Nelson, this guy hasn't allowed a lot of touchdowns. During the last couple of years, I think that he's only allowed like either 1 or 2 touchdowns in coverage, which has been really good. He's been lights out, and he's been one of the more underrated corners in the NFL for over the last couple of seasons. When the Steelers first signed him in free agency a couple of years ago, I said that this was probably the most underrated free agency signing in the NFL at the time. And a lot of Steelers fans didn't really agree with me because they didn't really know how good he was in Kansas City. And when he was playing with Kansas City, he was the only good cornerback on that team, which is why I thought he was going to end up being really good for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he was. So for the Eagles, you guys are getting a really great pickup. Steven Nelson is definitely going to boost up your cornerback room, and it's definitely going to improve your overall secondary. And from, an outsider's perspective, I look at Philadelphia secondary now. It's still, not all that great, but it's definitely better now than what it was before the signing of Steven Nelson. Now you're going to have to worry about who's going to end up being your slot cornerbacks, what the cornerback depth is going to be looking behind Slay and Steven Nelson. But I like the signing. You guys let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section down below. Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content, and thanks for watching.